you're having a great day. Well, yeah, funny. Yeah, so we're brewing some coffee here. It's late at night. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I gotta go to bed. Already. Kids already got their baths. My daughter, she's still finishing up her homework a little bit and getting ready to go to bed here. So I've done a lot of stuff tonight. But right now we're just gonna brew some coffee for tomorrow morning. So we're gonna let that sit for a moment. All right, what else do we got here? Well, I'll tell you, one of my lamps from the, lanterns from the 50s, I think it's either a 56 or a 58. This is the one that had that piece, the brass piece that was all welded up. Well, I noticed right now on this cage that one of the bars has been ripped off or missing. So it's like, yeah, look at that right there. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty scarred up. So we got new components. Like I say, the brass components, they came in, the new components. And the check valve came in. I put the check valve in. So we just got to paint the tank. And like I said, the air tubes already, they're brass and everything, got all cleaned up, and I kind of polished them up the best I could. So yeah, we're working to get this one put back together. I'll probably try to buy a new cage. I didn't realize it had a broken bar there. Now this is from the camp light. So this one right here, I acid washed it. Well, no, I wire brushed it, acid washed it, neutralized it, and we sprayed it. Now a lot of people don't believe in painting things, just trying to use a wire brush and, you know, buffers and all that kind of stuff. Well, this thing was pretty bad off, and my thoughts are is that paint can easily be removed. So, and the benefit is that it protects things from further degradation. So that's my philosophy on that. But and it also makes it look prettier. But I did remove the air tube. I heated up and I was able to get that little screw out and unscrew the air tube on that. And like I say, I acid washed this thing and I neutralized it with baking soda water. Wire brushed it some more. So I mean, the surface is the best I could get it. But like I say, it looked really ugly. Right now it looks just pristine and beautiful. And this air tube, the same thing. We've got all these things cleaned up. They're not 100% perfect, but like I say, they're better than they were. We'll probably take a small little brush and go in there and clean it a little bit further, but yeah. So like I say, if you don't agree with me, that's why we're not really in a free country anymore, I don't think. But you know, again, there's opinions on that. Things are changing. But again, it's like we all have different ways of approaching things. So this is my approach, but I try to do things responsibly and the best I can in my knowledge. Let's see how's our coffee. Looks like it's doing pretty good. Let's go inside for a minute and look and see what else we were working on here. So this Just Right, this thing was really nasty. I got this thing super cheap on eBay because it was just really gunked up and nasty. So we had this thing soaking in the ultrasonic machine for like 2 days. Now, not ultrasonicking the whole time. I'd come and turn it on for a few minutes and then it would shut off. And then when next time I saw it, I would turn it on. And it's basically a mixture of water, Dawn, and a little bit of Brasso. But yeah, it came out pretty good. So I got to make a reflector. It doesn't have a reflector on it. And the that's gonna be really hard for me. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna do this with my, see if I can twist this out, because then I need 3 hands. Okay. So I actually soaked the gasket. The gasket was all dried out. I soaked it in pump juice, neat oil. Yeah. and it definitely softened it up. It's really good. Now, that's a piece of wool in there. It's not dirt. But yeah, so basically on these carbide lamps, I got a couple of these. You put water in here. This valve adjusts. I got to figure a way to get it to hold it down to make the adjustment. I tried, but I failed to bend it so that it will click and stay, but we'll figure it out. This apparently is off. And like I said, the reflector goes in the front here. And that little thing would hold it in place. And this is a miner's lamp, so this little clip would clip into the miner lamps. Is the miner's hard hat. And then you put the carbide pellets in here and then screw it on. I'm gonna actually leave it off because I want that felt to dry a little further. But yeah, and then the water, you adjust the water, it would drip onto the carbide pellets, and then you would get the settling gas that would go through the felt and go through the tip right here. Let's see here, I gotta look at another lamp. I'll come back to you in a second. All right, so we got another one of these here. So it does look like I'm missing the tip. Yeah. Apparently there's a tip that I'm missing in there, so maybe I'll try to get that. Maybe I'll just try to get a reflector. I lit this one up not too long ago. So yeah, anyway, it was cheap. I like to save history. Let's see how the coffee is doing real quick here. All right, so we're percolating. Let's turn this down a little bit. Yeah, this thing's working really good. So my plan with this thing, I bought paint, and when I edit this video, I will put a picture of it. This is a light green color. It's not really a dark Coleman color. So I found a paint that I can afford that is industrial, that I've used before, that is really a good paint and is a color that's similar, very similar to this. I showed it to my wife, and my wife's, she's a fashionista and very coordinated, but she said, yeah, they look pretty close, not too bad. It's a little bit lighter, just barely a little lighter. It's a different, I think it's going to look really nice on this thing. It's going to look really nice when I respray this thing. I'll probably get some primer, a little bit of primer and sand, and we'll prime the inside because, well, it's pretty rusted. But yeah, the tank's really good. There's nothing wrong with the tank. It's really good. So yeah, this thing cleaned up. I had to definitely tear this stuff apart and clean it up. It's interesting is that the cleaner tip, which is adjusted with this, when you open and close this, it closes the orifice and it cleans, I guess, at the same time. But at the end of there, if you slide off the sheath here, I call it a sheath, I guess, with the spring inside, you can actually go and adjust the length of that fine needle that would go through the orifice. So I think I actually have to adjust it out a little bit more, because when I shut this thing off, it doesn't fully turn off. But like I say, we'll get it. It still turns off, but it doesn't turn off as fast as I would like. But it's working really good. It's real dependable. This thing's really dependable. I don't think I'm actually going to tear apart the burners. They seem like they're doing just fine. All right, let's get back here real quick here, because I gotta start heading to bed here. What do I got here? So like I say, I just do a little bit every day and it all adds up. So let's see here. So for this camp light, tomorrow we're going to paint this. We're going to wet sand it, mask off the insignia, and paint it. We're going to I'm just going to go with a the red. Just basically, it's the red I used for the what is that? The 200A, the small single mantle Coleman lantern. Um, it's a relatively decent match for this. Same thing with the collar. We'll do that like that. So those will be real pretty. This is the color it is. I have a burgundy paint very similar to that, so we're going to touch this up. I know it's not heat paint. This is, you know, what's it called? I can't think what they put in washers and dryers and all that. My brain stopped working. All these parts were acid washed and neutralized. This thing was all plugged up, but now it's working good. I ultrasonicked this thing also for a day, and then it blows good. So it blows really good. So we're gonna clean all this stuff up with some Brasso and the buffer and stuff the best we can. Get it all cleaned up. This thing here is good shape. Let's see here. So we got all the other parts here. Where's the, yeah, there's the tip for the gas generator. The other one, like I say, that little tip piece broke off on me. It really sucks. So I tried to go and take one from a, whatever, 220, whatever you want to call it, the long generators. But at the end here, it's different from what the Coleman has. So I tried to use my Dremel to go and grind that little groove in there, and I actually ground too far, and so it kind of bent and it probably broke off. I don't know. It was still kind of working, but basically I wasn't successful. So the other one is like, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So that's going on with that. We made a bale out of buckets, pretty close to, because I used the other one as a template. So that's pretty close. Not too bad. Looks pretty good. It's not bad. You know, like I say, we have to just do the best we can. So that's working on that tomorrow. So on this other one here, we're going to paint the font. This one is a, I never want to show, 55. See if it'll come, yeah. 55. And it is a, where are we hiding here? 220E. So this thing was really rusted and nasty. My first instinct was to just paint it, but I decided because it would hide all the markings on it. No, it's hard to see here. That I just basically I used the buffer wheel with some rouge and buffed it the best I could, and so it is what it is. We're going to keep it. This is the one that had that the cage is one of the bars is broken off on it, and then this thing here I unscrewed these right here, and then I put them on the buffing wheel, and it's not as fancy and shiny as other people because I have limited time. I can't sit here for hours buffing this thing out, but I buffed it out. This thing was nasty, really nasty when I got it. This is about 3 trillion times better than what it was. So it looks pretty good. It's sanitary and clean. Is it a showpiece? No, but it looks pretty good for what it is. And like I say, all our brass things stuff, this is all from eBay because I had that piece. So something must have happened to this lantern that busted out that piece of the cage and messed this thing up. I don't know. Maybe it got shot with a shotgun or something. Who the heck knows? I mean, something happened. Who knows? It took some kind of abuse. But anyway, this is all relatively looks reconditioned and everything. And then I've got a brand new generator coming. This one's in good shape, but I do have a brand new one coming. Oop, don't want to lose that. But I think I'll use this one and keep the other ones. You know, so yeah, so this thing's coming along. This thing will just, I just touch it up with some of that green paint that I'm going to paint the font with. And like I say, I'll mask off the Coleman logo the best I can. And yeah, you know, some of the stuff is just like, you just got to realize it's really old. You know, it's not brand new. It's just not brand new. Those are slightly different. Anyway, this is the valve. It's okay. It is what it is. I mean, it's like us, you know, we're all beat up and scarred, you know. You can't change that. You can't make it brand new again. It's really old. So, and same thing with this one. It's like, all we can do is make it the best we can. Anyway, we got all our pumps soaking in pump juice, neat oil. Like I said, we got other projects here. We got some more Coleman lamps. We got some irons. I'm going to make 2 really good irons out of these 4, and the rest probably use them for hamburger or sandwich presses. So anyway, yeah. So we're going to order some parts for that thing. See how our coffee's coming along here. All right, I think we're done with the coffee, so we're going to shut this down. Like I say, I got to make an adjustment on that needle so it fully shuts down. It will shut down, but it takes longer than I like to. But I tell you, I really like this unit because I've got those 2. This is perfect what I need for the pressure cookers. I put corned beef and other stuff on, and I got 2 of the pressure cookers, which means I could put them side by side. You know, it's awesome. This is a really heavy duty, really nice unit. It's heavy, but it's a good unit. It really is. But yeah, on that tip there, like say, if you take off this piece right here, unscrew it and take it off, there's the fine tip, that needle that goes through the orifice. You can actually adjust it up and down. It's threaded. So I got to bring it out a little further so when you fully shut this thing down, it closes off that orifice. This thing will shut down, but like that. And then just check, make sure it went off. Yep. So I'm going to release the pressure. Not a good way to do that. Should have. That's the one thing I forgot this thing's on the side and not the top. Now I'll lift it out. All right. Yeah. It is what it is. We're learning as he's. Yeah. You can't fully drain these tanks the way they are. I've learned that. Okay, let's put this back in. Come on, go in there. But I'll tell you, this thing is built really good. My other one, my newer style one, I mean, it's newer style means it's from the 60s. That one right there. That one right there. It's not, it's good, but it's not built like that one. That thing is it's a tank. Yeah, it's like in the 40s, they really built things solid. And like I say, this thing right here, I can't pull this thing forward right now. Well, I could. Oh my gosh, but I don't want to. This thing here, maybe it is a towel rack. It makes sense, maybe it is. I thought, I first saw it, I think like, well, like your cooking utensils, but yeah, it makes sense, like a towel rack. So, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Take my coffee. I don't have time in the morning to brew it. So we'll put that onto the stove. It's ready to go for the morning. We've got some Tim Horton coffee there. Put this thing away. Yeah. All right. All right, close this up. And like I say, you know, if you don't agree with painting stuff, I'm sorry. But it's real sanitary, it's real clean. And like I say, I acid washed this thing, and we went ahead and neutralized it, hit it with the wire brush again, and make sure it was really dry, and then we sprayed it. So yeah, at least it'll protect it. And I can always, like say, paint can come off, so that's not really an issue. This one I'm debating just to use it or to just buy another one. You know, sometimes we just keep our scars, and just they're just a badge of honor, I guess, right? All right. Anyway, God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll fill you in tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get those pressure tanks for those two lanterns painted, and try to get these things put back together. All right, take care.